So in this video, I'm going to be going over what happened to Sylphiette through the displacement issue. So this will be covering heavy spoilers, not just for Sylphiette, but also for other major characters that are in the extra chapters for the light novel. So I will be covering the extra chapters for Volume 3, Volume 5, and Volume 7. So I will be covering very big spoilers. This is stuff that will lead into Season 2. But if you want to know what happens to her and what is going to possibly lead into Season 2, this is the video for you. But again, you have been warned, there are going to be some big, juicy spoilers to unfold. So one of the questions a lot of anime fans have been throwing out is what has happened to Sylphiette, of course, Rudy's childhood friend. Because of the displacement issue, a lot of people have been, displaced. They've been, thrown into extremely dangerous situations, and many people have died or gone missing. And of course, throughout Season 1, you see the ramifications of that, depending on the individuals. But one thing that the anime has kind of skipped over, and it's understandable, because again, these are extra chapters within the light novel, is of course Sylphiette, and also another particular character that is introduced in the extra chapters that will most likely, again, appear in Season 2, but I don't know if these extra chapters will be in Season 2 or if they will kind of give a very rough introduction, is of course a particular princess named Ariel, and she is someone of great importance later on. The thing to also note is that these are extra chapters from Volume 3, so there's a Volume 3 extra chapter, a Volume 5 extra chapter, and a Volume 7 extra chapter, which basically goes over 3 key components. The beginning, which is of course Sylphiette's introduction with Ariel. The second part is of course Ariel sort of making her way to the Magic Academy, and then of course the third one being them at the Magic Academy and them discovering about a particular person that they want to recruit on their side. So of course, the first extra chapter is Volume 3, and of course it has to do with introducing Ariel. She's very much a statistic, she's very charismatic, she is also very much one of those that likes to, play around with both genders, and she's very much, again, a bit of a fun character, let's just say that. But again, she has been thrown into a situation where it's very dangerous for her because of the power struggles within the family, people that want power. There are people that also want other family members to rise up, and there are other family members that support her legitimacy to the throne. And because there are some people that support her and some people that don't support her, it creates this tug of war, this power vacuum when it comes to politics and people trying to send others to assassinate her, which is definitely the case throughout the story. Something that happens in the second extra chapter, but in this particular chapter you get the introduction of her, and you also get to learn about some of the people that work alongside of her. One person that dies due to the displacement issue. The other thing to also note is of course Luke in this also gets introduced, and he is very much of a playboy, a bit of a flirty one, and he likes to play around with girls and have a little bit of fun. And of course she knows as well, and she's very much aware of that, but she is also someone that likes to have a little bit of fun as well. Basically, you get a bit of an introduction into their characters, and then that is where a particular beast comes out and is trying to kill her, and of course it kills one of her servants that is serving her, that basically says in his dying wish, I want you to ascend to the throne and basically rule over. And that is where her drive to want to rise up in power comes from, is because of that person's last dying wish. But just before she's about to die, someone falls from the heavens. And that's basically the last dying wish of that person that actually died. They basically said, someone please send an angel. And an angel did fall from the heavens. And that is of course Sylphiette, which will also be known as Fitz later on. Sylphiette falls from the sky and of course saves the princess from this monster, and that is where Sylphiette ends up serving the princess on her adventure. She also kind of, again, has some issues with her. She loses the color of her hair because she runs out of mana. She basically has her hair go from green to white, which is why you do get to see Fitz, which is Sylphiette, in there. So again, for those that want to know who that is, that's basically the introduction into Sylphiette, also known as Fitz. The second extra chapter basically is the chapter called The Death of Ariel, which actually isn't the death. It's basically people that are trying to send assassins, they're trying to kill her off, But things just don't work out, and that's because, of course, she has Fitz there, she has Luke there, she also has other maids, and so one of these girls ends up dying, and they think it's actually her, and they end up reporting back saying, oh yeah, we killed the princess, and an informant that was hired to gather information to see if there was legitimacy behind her death, he basically goes back and says, yes, she died, she has been executed, but that is not actually the case. She actually survived because of the ring, and that is where she is basically making her way to the Magic Academy, and that's where she's going through a particular outpost, and there is a guard that's basically been told, you need to report if you see her. And all the people in that outpost are very big fans of her. One thing to note is that she is very much of an inspirational figure. She is, again, very charismatic. She has a lot of support because of the way she talks to the people. She brings herself to their level, she treats them as equals, and people love her for that. She is the people's choice when it comes to being at the top of power, and the guards all basically cheer on this other guard who basically just goes, what princess? All I saw was some rich pompous girl go through and that was it. He basically plays ignorant. He basically just says, I'm just going to make up a sobby story about some rich little girl going through with a bad attitude and just pretend that you never went through, that it was someone else. Fitz is also with her as well, and that is again the whole assassination thing. Fitz protects her, Luke protects, and that is where the adventure kind of continues, where she is trying to make her way to the Magic Academy, which is more of a safe haven for her. The last chapter is basically exactly that. It's the Magic Academy, it's volume 7, but the thing to really note is she is looking for allies because she is planning to go back to her home and basically seize control and remove those that she sees as corrupt, and she's going to seize power. But she needs allies, strong and capable allies, and they are running a list of who to recruit. And who do you think that they find? Quagmire, which you may think, who the hell is that? That is actually Rudy. Rudy actually gets a different nickname, Quagmire, Grey Rat, which is actually just Rudy as Grey Rat, and they actually see him on the list, and Sylphiette basically sees that and basically goes, oh my god, it's Rudy. And that is where she basically decides to try and recruit Rudy to come to the Magic Academy. And that is where the story goes from there. Basically, volume 8, and that's where, of course, things pick up. But basically you see from there that, again, Sylphiette basically got hit by the displacement issue. She's thrown into the situation. She saves the princess. Her hair color changes, and she serves the princess because she has loyalty towards the princess. The princess has helped her through some difficult times. They go through this journey to get to the Magic Academy, and basically they then look for people to recruit, and she is serving the princess, and that is where she sees Rudy on that list, and where she makes the decision that she wants to recruit Rudy so that they can reunite. The other thing to also note as well, just a little bit extra, yes, Sylphiette's family members do sadly pass away. So I hope that kind of adds some clarification to what happens to Sylphiette. Again, bit of a spoiler video, so again, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more anime content, and I will see you beautiful nerds in the next video.